Hey guys, welcome back. I hope everyone is well. And, I just realized before I hit record that it's February 13th today. It's been 8 years since Abby and Libby were selfishly interrupted. They were interrupted in their journey of life 8 years ago today. And has justice really been served? I don't really think it has. Now, even if, even if Richard Allen did participate, there are still, we still haven't heard what happened. Not really a good enough story that adds up with the evidence, and there are still, I believe, other players that should also be brought to justice. That's my opinion, but yeah, I don't think those girls have been properly, I don't think justice has been properly brought to them and their families. Which is really, really sad, because as far as law enforcement is concerned, the case is closed. So, all the more reason, we should, try to find the truth. But by saying that, everything in this video is alleged, in my opinion, based on the energy and the cards, as well as the evidence. So, yeah, I just need to say that before I get started. Today, actually, before I go on, I just want to say that, let's find some time today, maybe after this reading is done, to just take a moment and commemorate those girls, because ultimately I believe that one of their purposes was to help shed light on the darkness of this world. And I'm not saying that it was right what happened to them or anything like that, but in one way or another, they are helping to shed light on the corruption and darkness that is in this planet right now. Because if it wasn't for their stories, people wouldn't be trying so hard to find the truth, and then therefore uncovering this cesspool of darkness that has been living right underneath the surface, like a festering zit about to erupt through your skin. But yet this darkness never does erupt until now. And we are in the age of truth. And you can even see that with the whole UFO disclosure, the soft disclosure that's happening, you know. 40 years ago, we would have never been hearing about UAPs on the news the way we are today. So, and that's what the age of Aquarius is bringing in to our planet. It is helping it raise the vibration. And as our planet raises its vibration, all of the darkness will start to be exposed. And that's what we're seeing in the Delphi case. Even though the powers that be have set their narrative trajectory on course, the truth will still will out. The truth will always come out, one way or another. And, you know, it is a really beautiful thing, but at the same time, it's going to require us to grow some very thick skin. Because what we will be discovering is, for those of us who don't operate that way and are not like that, it's going to just be, I don't even have words for it. And I'm not trying to make people afraid. I'm just saying, like, you know, ignorance is kind of bliss. And we're going to be realizing that. We probably, I mean, most of you are probably already have. So, anyways, I'm sorry for my little rant. But yeah, let's use discernment. Let's listen to our intuition and yeah, try to live authentically and honestly, so that we can put a kibosh to this evilness that has been controlling our planet for a long, long time. It starts with us. Okay. On to the point. Today's reading is going to be part B of the suspect pool. We looked at Brad Holder last time. We're going to be looking at Logan Holder today, as well as Brad and Logan's relationship together. Everything in this video and this reading is all alleged, in my opinion, based on the energy of the cards, as well as applying it to some knowledge of the case. But there are no facts other than if I'm referring to evidence, then that is obviously a fact. But unless I'm not referring to evidence, and I will be specific, if I am referring to evidence, it's not fact. It's my opinion based on the energy of the cards. Okay. So we'll be doing tarot. We're going to be doing the selves portion of the Kim Kranz Wild archetype. I've got my clarifying tokens and whispers oracle deck, true crime oracle deck. So I've pre-shuffled, as I always do. It's a big part of actually how I get into the headspace, into the energy field, is as I'm shuffling, I close my eyes and I don't know how to describe what I do really with words, but I try to dissolve myself and and put it and merge it. It's so strange. I don't know. But anyways, that's the shuffling process allows me to get into that space. And yeah. And I think that as it happens, it's not programming, but it's yeah, I'd have to say it's at the same time it's programming the cards. Not programming. It's that energy, that intelligent energy is putting itself into the cards, and that's how they pop out and actually have something to do with the subject matter. You know what? I'm just going to shut up because I'm not explaining myself properly. Okay. So, as I was saying, I pre-shuffle very thoroughly. I mean, like, my process takes for each deck about 10 minutes. So, but just for your sake, I'm going to do it on camera for you. Oh. So let's get the first personality archetype. Okay, and this is for Logan Holder. Personality archetype for Logan Holder. 2 came out. The shapeshifter and the hunter. Okay. The shapeshifter is like a chameleon. Somebody that can adapt their appearance. And I don't obviously just mean his aesthetic. But how he can adapt himself to situations. I'm feeling like if he meets somebody, he can mirror them very well. So, you know, that could be very beneficial. For taking people. Okay, no, not taking people. That's not what I meant. For recruiting people for things. Not saying that that's what he was doing, but if that was hypothetically, let's just say, for argument's sake, asked of him, that personality trait would be very beneficial for that. That's all I'm saying. It would be very interesting if, and I don't know this, I'm just hypothesizing right now, but it would be very interesting if, he was like one of those kids that like every 6 months he went through a different phase. Like, oh, like I'm a rocker this year, and then like next school year I'm a rapper. Do you know what I mean? Like just having different identities. But just for the record, I don't know if I have not come across that in any of my research or anything like that. So now the Hunter is making me feel that there's a level of persistence to his personality. You know, like the ability to have patience, biding his time, waiting for the perfect moment to do things, and always having an intention for doing things, not really for just doing things for the sake of doing them. So, yeah, interesting. What I'm not sensing that he's in touch with being vulnerable. Like, I'm getting the sense all business. Like a seriousness to him. Which is really standing out to me considering he's so young. Like I mean, he's a lot older now, obviously, but when the crimes were committed, it was like 13 or 14, or maybe a little bit older. I'm not sure on his age, so I'm assuming that he was at least roughly like 3 years around Abby's age. Maybe 3 years older or somewhere between that. And so, like, is that enough time for someone to become that serious? Like, he's still a kid. So that's just, like, really sticking out to me, is that there's this level of seriousness to him that is unusual. And rightfully so. Like, the subculture in which he was raised in would probably create certain unusual traits. Okay. Let's get started. Okay, what, give me 4 cards that have to do with the 2 personality archetype cards that came out. 2 cards each. So 2 cards for the hunter personality archetype. Two of Cups. Oh my gosh. And the Ten of Swords. This card I was not expecting to get. Because I was really seeing the hunter as an, not literally, not actually painful endings type of hunter. But the Ten of Swords, this card is painful endings. Like, the Death card doesn't really mean death, right? The Tower card doesn't necessarily be a bad thing, right? Now, the Three of Swords doesn't necessarily have to be a physical thing. It's more emotional. But the Ten of Swords in in the tarot is about physical, painful endings that are of a very negative nature. And the Two of Cups is so contradictory to the Ten of Swords. So I'm looking at the pictures, okay? Now, the girl doesn't look that interested in him, right? But he looks very interested in her. Like, almost like there's a desperation, like he needs her. Like, it's more lust than love. Okay. So this is telling me that emotionally, it's on his terms. Because the Cups is the suit of emotions. And this is between two people. So in relationships, especially intimate ones, it's all about his needs and his wants on his terms. And then with this, when the relationship doesn't suit him anymore, or he, loses interest, he ends it. Painfully ends it. Okay, now I'm not actually meaning physically ending it, but it's like there's not a lot of consideration for the other person. Okay. And that is the hunter side of his personality. Okay. 2 cards for the shapeshifter part. So we have the 9 of Pentacles. And this is about luxury. This is about liking to look good. Like enjoying having like luxury items and image. All about image. Putting a lot of importance in that. And that is directly related to image, which is shapeshifter, changing your image, putting importance on the image, relying on your image to give off a certain impression so that you can get what you want. Now, what does that mean? Like, oh, he could put the image on as the doting boyfriend, or he could put an image on as the good student or the tough guy, and he can change that in whatever situation calls for it, right? Like, if he's going to benefit from being the doting boyfriend in that moment, he will wear that mask, so to speak. Allegedly, my opinion. This is all alleged. Okay. And next card for the shapeshifter. The High Priestess. Being privy to knowledge, to secrets, and perhaps, well, and intuition comes with that. So insight, like, yeah. So his ability to adapt and mirror other people allow him to gain the confidence of certain people, because he's able to manipulate them into trusting him. And does it in a really innocent kind of way. Especially, at the age that he was at, because he was so young. And I think that, or I'm feeling that being able to gain others' trust allows him to know certain things, or like, I just like getting images of like sweet talking teachers, to be able to get little pieces of information that suits his, whatever he's doing or whatever he wants to do, it's just how he operates. This isn't like, I don't want to sound like he's like a clandestine spy or anything fantastical like that. No, this is at a very like regular thing. Like, if he, yeah, I just don't want to come across as like I'm saying, he's recruited from, this group, and he's like really like playing the role of a kid, but with all of these secret jobs or whatever. No. When I'm saying that he like gets little information, it's just on a very like immature, for childish reasons. Not necessarily for anything dark or you know, like murder dark. At least I'm not feeling that right now. Yeah, I just wanted to try to be clear about that. Okay. All right, let's scoop up these cards so I have a full deck to work with. Alrighty, so let's get Logan's energy towards his dad. How were they together? The moon. So on this card, it says, a symbol of fear, anxiety, and dreams. The moon lights your path to a higher understanding. But the light is weak, a pale reflection of the sun. Dark things come to the surface under the light of the moon, like a crustacean emerging from the bottom of a pond. So he is definitely privy to things that he's definitely privy to some pretty crazy things regarding his dad. Okay. Give me another card that can add to this. Okay, we got two. The Five of Cups, which is about grief and loss. And then the Ace of Swords. So because they were together, so this is the beginning of some sort of plan, thought process, idea, what have you, that invokes a lot of grief and sadness and negativity. Okay. Does Logan and his dad get along? Okay, this is the Magician. This represented Brad in the last reading. Does Logan and his dad get along? So we have the Four of Swords. Let's get one more card. Does Logan and his dad get along? So he's very much at ease in his dad's company. Now we have the Queen of Swords. On the card, it says, an unbiased tale of independence in the tradition. In the tradition. That's kind of like making me feel like in the religion, or like in our tradition. This is, which is reminding me about, you know, the Odinism that he practices. Unbiased. So the mom is unbiased towards it. And it's interesting how these cards came out. So like this is, oh, you can see, okay. So this is Brad, this is Logan, and this is Mom. I'm not sure if Logan's mother lived with them, but that's not, like, it doesn't, that's besides the point. Logan is in the middle of two of them, and he's feeling very relaxed and at ease, and there is, but the last card I got was the Five of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles is about, very similar to the Five of Cups, it's about being scared and alone, but financially destitute. And this is, on this card it says, and terrified for the future. And remember how we had the Nine of Pentacles for one of Logan's personality types, and that's about luxury and looking nice and having money and all that. This card is saying that he is insecure about having that in the future. Why? Why is he afraid about losing everything in the future if he's so content? I know technically when we're in the story, we are the future, so but let's just pretend that it's 2017, okay? So why would he feel that way? Is it because he's worried about his providers, his parents, not being around to provide for him? Just a thought. Actually, how about we just ask? Why? Okay, we've got the Three of Wands. And this is about being in a place of doubt and insecurity. But you're slowly making progress to something better. Okay. So why does Logan have this insecurity? We have the Eight of Wands, and this is about a change coming. At the bottom of the card, because so like these cards are designed as like movie posters, old vintage horror movie posters. And they have like little, I don't know, like trailer taglines on them that have to do with the meaning of the card. And this one in particular, change, it's coming. Something is in the air. Action, the time is now. Where will you be when the big event happens? And the Eight of Wands is about very fast moving energy. Almost like something coming in so fast, you can only react to it. You can't actually think before reacting. So that's telling me that he's privy to something in the works. He knows that there's something planned that is of a lot of significance. Okay, it's very important, and it has the potential to create Logan of being alone, abandoned, and destitute. So was he worried about his dad going to prison for something that he knows his dad planned? Allegedly, my opinion. Okay, let's get some whispers. Let's get some whispers. Distraction. Please give me a card that kind of explains the distraction. What kind of distraction? Exposed, stalked, and followed is a distraction. Exposed, stalked, or followed is the distraction. Keegan Kline was a distraction? Was Keegan Kline recruited, told to kind of stalk these girls or stalk Abby online? So that it was a distraction for the murder, like that, or was there another person allegedly following them? I'm feeling like it's Keegan Kline, but if anyone out there knows of another person they thought was possibly doing that, then please put it in the comments, and I will look into them. Okay. I'd like to think that we're all a team here, you know, and we can maybe find the truth together. The alleged truth together. Let's find the alleged truth together. Okay. Home safety. Karma and justice. Thumbs up. Okay. How did Logan feel about Abby? Justice. This isn't how he feels about Abby now. This was how did he feel about Abby when she was alive. I'm feeling like I don't know. Let's just hang on. Okay. Give me a couple more cards to finish this thought. Yeah. So we have justice, and then this 5 of Swords, which is conflict. And on this card, it's like it says brutal victory. And then there's a girl holding a man's head. I hope I don't get in trouble on YouTube for these cards. Anyway. And then we have the 2 of Cups. Remember we got this when we were talking about his personality archetype and relationships and stuff. It's interesting it comes back when I'm specifically talking about his relationship with Abby. I'm feeling like this is telling me he felt hard done by her. He felt hard done by. He felt that he was wronged in some way by her, by the relationship. Like that she took something from him. Like, let's get a couple of whispers about this. And then we have got the Queen of Wands, which is how he's viewing her. Like, this is a courageous, confident, independent person with lots of determination. Almost like I'll do whatever it takes kind of personality, kind of woman, you know, like very strong, a type of woman that would definitely threaten him. With his personality type, absolutely. Somebody emitting confidence and not like cowering to him. Yeah. And I think that kind of built a bit of a resentment. Like, I feel a lick of resentment. Not much, but a bit. Okay, let's get... Warning, private property. Warning, private property. Okay, a couple more cards. Oh my gosh. Warning, private property. The crime scene was on private property. On Ron Logan's property, to be specific. This case is just crazy. Okay. What does this have to do with Logan or his father? First question, what does this have to do with Logan or his father? Or both? Two of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. The whole gang's here. So this is saying that, because we have the Two of Pentacles, and that's telling me, and I said, the question, what does this have to do with Logan or Brad, or does it have to do with both? It has to do with both. And then the whole gang's here. So yeah, it has to do with them. However, we're also on Ron Logan's property. This is a whole gang. This is saying that there is so, you know, and maybe that was part of the plan. You know, we'll get a bunch of different people to have tiny little roles, right? Tiny little roles. So that it will be easier to manipulate the crime scene, to control the narrative, and yeah, like it was all by design. Like, does that, I know that sounds fucking crazy, okay? But could it be? You know, and like in every video, well, not every video comes up, but throughout the whole case, cover up, staging, this has been a very prominent and consistent theme. Okay. So I got the Four of Wands in reverse. And this is about not, so upright, it's like the home environment. Reversed would not be the home environment, right? And as I was thinking that, I just got this idea in my head of being like in regarding the plan, the alleged plan. So like, okay, would it make sense, hypothetically speaking, would it make sense if you are planning a disgusting crime like this, and you have all of these people that are working together for a common goal? Doesn't matter what the goal is, okay? They're working together to achieve a common outcome. Everybody gets tiny little roles. Instead of depending on one or two people for a bunch of stuff, you know, you divide it up. And that compartmentalizes it. So that when it's being investigated, it's a lot harder to see the cohesion. And regarding the property, so you need to do these murders outside. And it needs to be next to a place that that's public, so it's not suspicious when you invite someone there, but it's close enough that you have access to your crime scene. But it has to be private property. Okay. So you have the person ideal that has that, right? Ron Logan, allegedly. So he says, or the plan is, yeah, do it at his property, but he's not going to have anything to do with the crime, because then that would be too much. That would be too close of a link. Right? Like, I don't know. This is just me thinking out loud, okay? Anyway, like, okay, what was Logan's, did Logan have a role in the murders? Did Logan have a role in the murders? So we got the Wheel of Fortune. Pick a fate, any fate. Okay, so I got 3 major arcana cards here. And the King of Pentacles in reverse, which is pointing to a very unstable person, a very angry person, a very vindictive person, not a nice one. And then we have the World. And on the card, it says the end is here. Then we have the Tower. And it says they were young, healthy, wealthy, beautiful, free, and in love until tonight. Yeah, I think that he did have some rule. Allegedly speaking. And so his culpability, okay? Let's talk about that for a sec. Allegedly. This was, being in this situation was kind of out of his control because of who his father was and his upbringing. However, we all have free will, okay? We all make choices. And he chose, you know, his decisions. So that's like kind of what the Wheel of Fortune is explaining. That, like, you know, pick a fate, any fate. Like, fate is not really your choice in a way, right? Not your conscious choice in the moment. But picking something is. And so, yeah, his dad kind of was a big factor of him ultimately choosing what he wanted to choose. Allegedly. The King of Cups is just pointing towards the energy that he was in. The World is about completion. It's about the bigger picture. And that's saying that he was aware that there was a bigger picture that he was a part of. Okay? And that he was providing the Tower moment. He was providing the thing that the Tower moment was going to merge with. So, meaning the girls, and the Tower moment being a really awful, upheaval, chaotic action that causes chaos. If that makes sense. Let's just get a couple more whispers about that. Got 4. Wow. Okay. We've got struggle, regret, corruption, and contract paperwork, which probably has to do with corruption. This case is so, it's like an octopus. It has so many facets. It's just unreal. Like, this series would have to be so long in order, Stella, in order for me to really look into it properly. Like, you know, like seriously, because yeah, I was expecting this series to not be that long, but I'm like, you know, I haven't even scratched the surface yet. Really, I haven't. Friend. What was the point of this? Anger and rage. Alive. Anger and rage because she was alive? And then we had friend, right? So that's Libby. Was this for, was this for occult, esoteric reasons? There was strategy. And then self-sabotage in reverse, which is, what's the opposite of self-sabotage? Success. Success and growth. So there was a plan to make your situation better, to make yourself better. To not be trash anymore. Taking out the trash. Taking out the trash. Did they see Abby and as that? sad emotional in reverse. So they're not sad or emotional about it. Again, this card again. I don't get this card a lot. I use this deck for many other readings, and I really, honestly do not get this card a lot. But it seems like in this case, it comes up almost every reading. I'm going to ask, why does the Devil card come up a lot? Oh my God. So I got the Ace of Wands. This is about following your passion for growth and rich potential. And it's a spiritual gift as well. But on the card, it says, beware of pitfalls. And, you know, it's like when you're talking about devil energy, or when you're thinking about the concept of selling your soul to the devil, which, by the way, it's impossible to do that. It's not how it works. So all these Satanists can think that they're getting something, but they're not. The demon is absolutely bullshitting them that they can even buy their soul. Not saying that you can't make deals with entities and have it be really hellish for you. That is absolutely legit. However, they'll make you think that you're selling your soul. And that will in turn make you do whatever the fuck they want you to do, because you think they have your soul. And it's this weird psychology of how they... Anyway, that is for a different video if anybody's ever interested in hearing about that kind of shit. But I digress. I apologize. But they definitely believe that they are being rewarded in some way, shape, or form by certain things, by doing certain things. All right, what more can you tell us about why the devil is here? The Empress. So, the Empress is about having everything in abundance, as well as intuition and being at one with mystical realms. And I asked, what did I ask? Why is the devil here? I really feel that whether or not they are worshiping an actual devil or demon, okay? It's still... They are self-service. They are not Okay, so there's different types of, when you're dealing with magic and stuff, there's people who are of the light and they are service to others, okay? And it's sustainable and it's light and it's positive and there's no death. You know, there's nothing like that. It's not for greedy purposes. You don't do magic to get something like money or a new car or something that is shallow. However, there are the next group that do practice magic for self-service reasons. Okay. And that's what this is implying, is that they are self-service. Service to self, I should say. Service to self. So it's a very selfish energy. It's a very, it's very low vibrational. That's what this is meaning. They are working with energy that is very low vibrational. And that's why these low vibrational rituals have to happen all the time. Because what they're asking for comes at a price. When you are service to others, your manifestations work a lot easier and a lot faster and without such drastic payment, right? And that's because you're constantly giving part of your energy to see growth and for positive reasons and to build somebody up, energetically speaking. That's why people who are like light workers or white witches or whatever, you don't hear them sacrificing anything because they don't have to. Their manifestations come to fruition because of when you put good out there, that's what you get back. If you're self-service and you're low vibrational, you need to pay a high price for what you want. So I hope that makes sense. Anyways, I'm going to leave it here. But I feel like I need to brainstorm some specific questions to get some information. I need to brainstorm some questions for Logan. I didn't do that this time. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to come back with another part to this. Okie doke. If you enjoyed this content, even just a little, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps my videos get to the people who enjoy this type of thing. So, share some good vibes in doing that. And, anyway, I hope you have a wonderful evening, and let's just take a moment to remember and respect those two beautiful girls, Abigail Williams and Liberty German. They paid a big price for issues that weren't theirs, and let that all be a lesson to us, not to take anything for granted and to be grateful for what we have. Okay. See you guys next time.